Mr. Hanna is represented by Mr. Fabian. People are represented by Mr. Stay. Today was the date and time set for sentencing, and last week the court received a motion to withdraw of counsel and also a motion to withdraw the plea filed by defense. And it makes sense to the court, Mr. Fabian, if your client still wishes different counsel, to take up that motion first.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree with the court's position on taking these motions in that order.
You can go ahead with your motion to withdraw.
Yes, Your Honor. In the first 2 weeks of February, I don't know the exact date, I received a letter from the court that Mr. Hanna sent to the court. I reviewed that letter. Based on that letter, I went to see Mr. Hanna. We had a discussion, and he confirmed that he wanted me to withdraw as counsel. Given I was retained, I felt it appropriate to file a motion with the court. The first available date, unfortunately, was after sentencing, which wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. And so we scheduled all of these motions at the same time. I preserved Mr. Hanna's ability to try to withdraw his plea by filing a motion before sentencing as well. But again, I've spoken with Mr. Hanna a couple of times. I am retained on the case, so I think he has the absolute right to discharge me under the Michigan Rules of Professional Conduct, which I cite in my motion. Now that's the court. If the court does discharge me, the secondary request I was making was to give him additional time, or not him additional time, but a new counsel if the court does grant the motion, to get up to speed. It's a voluminous file, although now the issues are fairly limited. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Hanna, is it your request of the court to relieve Mr. Fabian as your attorney?
It is.
All right, and why is that?
I feel like there was miscommunication, maybe some misleading. I was approached with what I was sentenced for. I had originally thought I was getting 14-year max.
I'm sorry, I'm having a really hard time hearing you. You got to keep your voice up.
I feel I was misled and that there was miscommunication on my part with him. And my understanding is that I had 14 years as a max and not 25. But I was pleading to 25. I took no comments.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Right. We went through the plea agreement in detail on the record, and I asked you every step of the way if you understood what the offer was, and you indicated that you did. Remember that? I did. All right. I also asked Mr. Fabian if, after Mr. State put the offer on the record, if that was his understanding of the agreement, and he said it was. So I'm a little bit confused as to how you thought it was something different.
I've been locked up for almost a year now, and I get presented with information. I don't really understand everything to the full extent, I guess.
I'm still having a hard time hearing you. You can give it a go.
I just said that I've been here for so long that when presented with information, I read over it, but it's hard to process things because I've been here so long. It's hard, I guess, understanding everything that I've been presented with.
And Mr. Fabian, did you send him the offer in writing?
Your Honor, I don't believe so, but we have spent, I think, in my view, a pretty significant amount of time discussing the plea offer, the benefits, the detriments that the plea offer presented. But I think, this maybe just goes down to what I would call sort of a breakdown. Maybe my approach and the way I explain things is not the most clear for Mr. Hanna in particular. It may work for some clients, perhaps it doesn't work for Mr. Hanna. And I do think that Mr. Hanna, at least at this point, just doesn't trust me to give him sound legal advice. And I think that was part of the rationale for asking the court to let me to withdraw at this point.
I also recall that there was a Cobb's agreement in this case, And if I remember correctly, the Cobb's hearing took place on a different day other than the date of the plea. Is that your understanding as well, Mr. Fagan?
Yes, Your Honor. The Cobb's evaluation took place about 2 to 3 days before the plea hearing.
Is that your understanding as well?
Yes, it was January 3rd and January 6th was the date of the plea.
Mr. Stay, anything that you want the court to consider?
Well, we get this motion a lot, Your Honor, and obviously I'm not privy to the conversations between defense counsel and defendant. I think some of these issues dovetail into my response on the motion to withdraw a plea. I think this is a delay tactic. The defendant is getting buyer's remorse on a plea agreement. I don't think, but I know the position the court's in and Mr. Fabian's in. The defendant doesn't want him. He has a right to discharge him. And that's the people's position.
All right. Well, I agree with Mr. Fabian and Mr. Stay that he does have the right to have an attorney that he wants to have representing him at sentencing. So the court is going to grant the request for Mr. Fabian to withdraw. Now, Mr. Hanna, I'm not convinced that there was any miscommunication in this case. We went through the plea process over in Oceana County, so I was aware that you were a slow processor of information. That's why I took extra time and explained the plea agreement to you at this point. On top of that, we had the Cobb's agreement where the parties made their arguments. I put my position on the record, which was consistent with the plea agreement that you entered. So I don't believe that Mr. Fabian misled you in any way, because it was clear on the record what the offer was and what you were potentially looking at, that you accepted them. And you haven't been sentenced yet. You don't even know what you're going to get. All you know is what the maximum possibility is. You don't know what I can sentence you to. So I don't think Mr. Fabian misled you. He's been working very hard on your behalf under very difficult facts to work with. But this is a big decision for you, and the court's going to give you some additional time.
Bullshit. Give him another chance.
So we'll give you a chance to talk to another attorney. I'm not going to put it on forever. I mean, this is going to come down relatively quickly. I've read your attorney's motion to withdraw your plea. I've read the prosecutor's response. I've researched the issue. I don't think you have anything to go on there either, but I'm waiting to hear the attorney's arguments on that. But I think that's probably a losing argument as well. So, but I'm not making that move today. I'm just telling you, that's kind of the way I see it. So do you plan on hiring an attorney to represent you and replace Mr. Fabian?
Yes.
All right. Have you contacted anyone?
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Hanna, at least at this point, from what I understand, would need the court to order an appointment of a lawyer. Mr. Hanna himself really has no financial means of any kind. So we'd ask the court to order an appointment once my order permitting me to withdraw as entered, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Hanna? So you're going to trust somebody that the MIDC appoints out of the blue that you have no relationship with. You're going to trust that person more than Mr. Fabian, who's been working the case from the beginning. Yes. Okay. All right. So you've been locked up for a year. Do you have any funds available to you?
Not on my first one.
You have money saved up?
Couple.
$200? Well, that's not going to hire you an attorney in this case. All right. So you don't have any money saved up. Do you have any assets? Anything that you could sell?
It's already been sold.
Okay. So you have no assets and you have no income. You've been locked up for roughly. All right. the court would find that you are indigent in this case, I'll direct the MIDC to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case going forward. Looks like my next court date would be the 13th of March, but I only have 20 minutes at that point, so I don't think that's going to be sufficient. So the court will reset this case for sentencing on March 27th, starting at 2:20, and I'll block it off until 3 o'clock.
Court is just going to sentence it, or set it for sentencing, not for the motion to withdraw a plea. That's going to be incumbent on the new counsel.
Right. I don't know if the new counsel would want to file that motion, if they would find that there was basis for that. So if they want to file that motion, they'll have to do it relatively quickly. So, anything else for the record today, Mr. Fabian?
Nothing else, Your Honor. Does the court need an order or? Okay, thank you.
Anything else for the record, Mr. Stone?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
That's all for today.